Very good evening to all our CA students. We welcome you for joining this very interesting and very important module today, which is mainly on analyzing the data and visualization techniques.
Recording in progress.
As you may be aware that in our new syllabus also lot many things have been proposed. And as far as the Student Skills Enrichment Board is concerned, it is always our priority to introduce you with newer platforms so that you may able to develop your skill sets and understand the fundamental behind it. See, there are many platforms, many tools which are available as on date, but the approach of using these tools and the fundamentals to approach the data and to look into the nuances of the same remains for all the different type of tools. So with this background, we have also introduced one NTH. As you all may be aware that SSEB is organizing the NTH on visualization techniques. And herein we are actually looking forward you to develop skill sets on three tools. One is Excel. Second is Power BI, which is nothing but you can say an extension to Excel. And third is Tableau. Likewise, student, there are many other data analytical tools. Maybe, you might have heard of from your friends about the programming languages like R, which provides, inability today to use some ready-made kind of the libraries, which can be easily imported. And especially when you are dealing with very big data, a certain knowledge of these kind of tools is very much appreciated. And that is the reason that we have kept this session today so that all those students who want to learn about these new tools and to participate in the PTM can take advantage of this session. So with these words, I would like to welcome our faculty for the day. We have with us Deepika S. and CS Ratnagiri. So welcome both of you in this very interesting and interactive session. May I now request my colleague Vidhi Madam to kindly introduce our esteemed faculties of the day. Over to you, Madam.
Now we have our main faculty, CS Deepika. She's a BCom DISA qualified FCA and CCRA. She have a very good technical skill in SAP, R3, SAP Business One, Power BI, Tableau, R Language, Tally ERP, and Excel and various other tools. She have excellent teaching experience, and she took lectures on data analytics, risk management, blockchain technology, IS and IT audits, and audit automations. So now I hand over the session to you, Deepika ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful introduction and setting the context. So today, along with us, we are having CAS Ratnagiri sir also, who will be co-host for this session. So I'm sharing my screen. I hope it is visible. Yes.
Yes, you are visible.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So today's session, we are going to see data visualization techniques. So there are different ways for analyzing data and getting insights from the data. So that is, all of us would have learned how plain data as such doesn't give you desired decision-making support. For supporting decision-making, data should be made into information. So now we are talking about one step ahead, not just information, it should give me insights. So we are talking about how we can convert data into a decision support system, right? So for that, we have various tools and techniques which can be used to enable us aid this process. Okay. So first I'm going to walk you through different constraints that are there today, because of which we need to do data visualization and data analytical procedures. So we'll go into the major constraints that are there. So first thing is you cannot take decision based on sample data. We need to go into population. So now with advent of all the digitization and technological advancements, there is huge data growth. So when you have like TBs and TBs of data, more than when we used to have MB, that is like very small data, right? Now we are talking about petabytes, terabytes, etc., right? So we need to move from auditing or analyzing sample data to entire population. So that is the main constraint that we are going to move ahead. Next is there are different data sources. So very simple audit client you can think. Okay, they are having, let's say, one tally. They may have one attendance system. They may have a outsourced payroll. And let's say they are going to have some other e-commerce interface, like they are going to sell goods in Amazon. So now there are 4 data sources, right? So if the management should take any decision, they have to analyze data from 4 different data sources. I'm telling for a very, very small entity scenario. You take large giants, okay, like Amazon for itself, by itself. It's going to have huge data, huge seller information, buyer information, stock information, old buying pattern, old selling pattern, pricing pattern, discount pattern. There are going to be loads and loads of data. Okay, and there is going to be many different applications and data points that are generated, which needs to be analyzed. So we need a tool where we can integrate different data sources and analyze it together and then get output, which is going to be your dashboard or analytical reports or predicted output. Okay, so whatever data you're going to do, you need to validate the data. First, you need to know how much data points are there, how much data points are not there. For you to know what all data points are not there, you need to know what output you're looking at. From this data, what type of analysis I'm looking at, what is my end objective, what type of decisions I want to take. For taking this type of decision, what all data I need, whether I'm having the data or there is inadequate data. I mean to say whether you need further data. So validating data is next important thing. Next, there are going to be limited resource when you are going into some niche or less drawn areas or newer areas. I'll say newer areas. So whenever we are going to explore newer areas, there is not going to be everything set. Okay, there is going to be time required for you to explore what is available, what is the costing, how you are going to implement, whether your system is going to support these applications, how you are going to learn, are you going to enroll for courses, is there any free course? All this we need to evaluate. These are all some constraints that we will be working with. But once you cross these constraints, you will be able to explore a very, very extraordinary path where you will be getting insights from the data. Okay. So next is appetite for investments, need to create, run and maintain. See, once you analyze data or once you build a model, it's not sufficient. That only, what you say, one time, it's not a one-time activity. You need to keep maintaining the data, rerunning, changing the inputs, changing the algorithm, changing the outputs. So all that is going to also be required. Then the proficiency will come as we go only. So initial time, we may not be having huge proficiency. So considering all this, we need to actually go in for analytical tool and we need to analyze data. So simply, I'm going to just walk you through the methodology which we'll be using. So first, we need to understand what data we are going to analyze, which business, what is the output, what is the objective. Okay. Then you have to know what is the data that is required for running it. That is basically your data points. Now, let's say you want to make profitability analysis. What all data you need? You need, importantly, cost. You need selling price. You need pricing information. You need quantity information. You need customer database, segment database. So like that, you need to identify your data requirements. Then you have to collect this data, you have to understand the data, you have to prepare the data to ensure that it is in the readable form, analyzable form, etc. Then you have to model the data. Basically, data model is where you're going to set your transformed data into interacting models. Like let's say you are having 4 or 5 data sources, how you're going to read that data, how you're going to connect to those data points, okay, and how the data is going to interact with each other, then what type of algorithms are going to run on that data, those things and all we are going to build as a data model. Okay, then you keep evaluating the model. So from here it is a cycle. So all this is a first level cycle. What is your objective, what data is there, what data not there, that is one level, first level of iteration. Second level of iteration will be modeling to deployment feedback. So that will be, first you create an algorithm, you evaluate whether it is giving you requisite decision making support, you deploy it to business, you discuss with your management, the stakeholders who are going to take decision based on your data model. Okay, then you take feedback, whether it is useful, not useful, any correction required, changes required. You come back, update your model, again you evaluate, deploy, get feedback. So this is an iterative activity. Okay, so to support both levels of iteration, you need proficiency not only with the tool or technique, you need to have huge proficiency with the business understanding and analytical skills. Basically, the risk appetite of the business you should know, what can go wrong you should know. So data visualization technique is not just a chart making or drawing activity, okay, where you drag and drop some fields, it will draw you some beautiful charts. It's not just limited to that. It is going to be helping you to take decisions. It is going to help you to take lot of, I mean to say, it is an analytical procedure. Okay, so DVT is actually a subset of statistical method called as descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. So in both this categories of statistics, we'll be using data visualization techniques. So now visualization is possible in all the techniques. So basically statistics is have a macro term. There are qualitative decision making techniques and quantitative decision making techniques. Okay, qualitative means you're not having base data with you. Okay, data is not in form of table, it is not already collected. Okay, data is going to be like you are going to and give reviews on a book content, or based on the pace in which a person is talking, you are going to make some analysis, you are going to make some translation. All this type of qualitative decision making models are little more advanced. Mostly these things will come in predictive analytics. So all the work of data scientists, etc., are coming under this category of statistics or analytics. Okay, both are in, see, all terms, no, statistics, statistician, data scientist, data analyst, all are interchangeably used, but this is the base terminologies. Okay, so we have quantitative decision making. In quantitative decision making, you are already having the base data with you. The base data is going to be in form of buying patterns, selling patterns. Somewhere data is captured. So even preference is captured. Like for rating, you have 5-star rating. So based on your star rating, there is some data that is already captured. Okay, you are not making inference based on behavioral patterns that this person is liking 60%. Then it is qualitative decision making. But already you are having a feedback form, there is 5-star rating, someone has clicked on it, you have captured that data, then it comes under quantitative decision making. So when data is available, you in table form, that is your normal relational database management system, right? Where you are having data in rows and columns. There you can apply descriptive statistical techniques and inferential statistical techniques. So your descriptive statistics is nothing but your mean, median, mode, variance, standard deviation, correlation. Okay, what all we have studied in school, no, school, college, etc., will come under your descriptive statistics. Next is your inferential statistics. This will be little more advanced, like solving for X. You would have done regression equation, right? Multilinear regression, those things and all are coming under logistic regression. Those things and all are coming under inferential statistics. Basically, you're predicting an output based on one or more dependent variable. Okay, based on whether a person frequently bought. See, you would have noticed always in your supermarket, there are certain things that are sold near the billing counter. Why? Okay, basically there is a buying pattern which is already analyzed. Okay, and certain things which you usually forget. Okay, and which is not very costly, they keep near the billing counter so that you take an opportunity. They are giving you an opportunity to buy that product even though there is no necessity. Okay, so based on one or more dependent variable, they have already identified these are all products that are essentials which you can keep, which you can buy even without there is necessity, if that is seen, okay, in a very prominent place. So then such type of decisions are taken based on past data where they have predicted. Like for example, there was a very famous Walmart case study. They always used to stock beer near bread, it seems, because in that particular state, always it's the men who come for shopping bread and men like beer. So if both are kept adjacent, it is a human tendency to take one bottle of beer also along with bread. So if I had kept it somewhere else, they have to walk across different department to go and take it, right? So like that, these are all some inferential statistics or predictive statistics where you are taking decision based on past data, analyzing trend, and then you are taking some input. Okay, so now we are going to move into one important area to explain or understand why data visualization is important. So if any of you have already attended or seen my class, you would have already seen this. Okay, this is called as ASCOM's quadrant. Okay, so those who are seeing this table in screen, you just try to interpret what this data is telling you. So it is having 4 divisions of data or 4 segments of data. Each segment is having 2 variables, right? Each segment is having 2 variables, X and Y, right? So you try comparing all the 4 segments. Is there any insight that you can bring from this data? Any inferences from this data? What inference you can make? Yeah. So this is a data in tabular form. Okay, where data is presented in a tabular form, there are 2 variables, X and Y. So now if you see first, if you have noticed on first 3 segments, that is 1, 2, and 3, X variable is actually same or constant. Here also 10, 10, 10. Okay, so if you see the entire series is same for X. But for 4th alone, there is one outlier, but it is constant. The number is only 8. If you see for Y variable, you are not able to make any inference out of this, but it is a series of data, and the data you can say is between 0 to 12 or 13. 13 is the maximum number I'm seeing, or 19. 19 is the outlier, the maximum number. So data is between 0 to 20. So with this type of data, will we be able to make any inference? Now, what ASCOM has done is, he has actually created this quadrant to explain what data visualization can say. So to explain the importance of data visualization technique, ASCOM has created this quadrant. Now, if we see the statistical output of this table, that is, if you take mean of X in all 4 segments, it is exactly 9. If you take sample variance of X of all 4 segments, it's exactly 11. So, correlation between X and Y for all the 4 segments is 0.816, which is approximate to 3 decimal places, it is same. Regression line for all 4 segments up to 2 decimal places, it is same. So now if you see this data set, when you see plainly, it is not giving you inference. If you do statistical analysis, it is saying all the data is the same, whether it was product A, product B, product C, product D, and let's say in sale in 2 cities of the product, they are telling the output of those products are same. Okay. Now you see the visual form of the same.
Can you please come back to the last slide once more?
Yes.
I mean, this is to our students a very, very good insight, about the data. Ma'am, can you please come back to your earlier slide?
Yes.
It is in fact a very fantastic slide, because while looking at the figures, no one can make out as to what sense all these numbers, which almost seems to be arbitrary, and one can make out a little bit of, a connection, maybe 10, as madam has mentioned, it is all the 4 columns are containing 10, but it is not making any much of the sense. But when we have actually run this statistics over this data, then we are able to actually connect with, okay, this data is now giving us some meaning. When we say linear regression, this linear regression is nothing, but it simply shows as to how this Y is dependent on X. So this could define any kind of a relationship between any X or Y variable. And madam, please correct me if I'm wrong. This is basically how the machine learning functions. What happens, students, by showing you this kind of data points, what happens is we actually, capture data in any process. Let us say if there is any manufacturing process and it is nothing but a stamping which is happening over any product. So what happens is, if in this stamping there is, let's say, a rejection which is coming out after 2 or after 3 lot or maybe 4th lot. So in machine learning or these kind of terms, what happens is they keep on recording as to when the stamping happens, and later on when they correlate all this kind of the arbitrary data points, they can find out the kind of a relationship between some dependent variable and some independent variable. Now, dependent could be some process, which is independent could be some other thing on which this process is depending. Let's say in my example of stamping, maybe this stamping is happening on some leather product, and this stamping is happening at some particular temperature. So it may be X could be a temperature here, and Y could be when this is when this is actually got rejected. So by defining this kind of a relationship between the 2 variables, we can actually define about the machine learning algorithm. So very good example, madam, for making us all clear. I think so for our students also, all these new buzz terms which are there, but if we will try to connect with our fundamental level of elementary mathematics, then lot of sense what we have learned even in our 10th class is making in the all the most the latest technology as of now, which is AI, which is data science, which every one of you is hearing today. Over to you, madam. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the cross reference.
Sir, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Please,
not even seeing the main picture. Okay, she's going to show the main picture now only. Please see
definitely.
Yes, sir. So just to add on to the reference sir told, all the data scientists, whatever algorithms they are using, whatever techniques you are using, is actually based on the base statistics that we have studied only. So today, if you see, they are telling market basket analysis. Okay. That is also the statistics which we learned in school only. Now they are talking about the early warning system, how your loan default model is predicted. Okay. That is nothing but a regression equation only. So if you see, the only thing is, previously we did not have huge computing powers where we were able to evaluate lakhs and crores of customers. Now we are having the computing capability, because of which we are able to build it as an algorithm model and then deploy. Okay. So we were talking about ASCOM's quadrant, where the output, if you do statistical analysis of all the 4 data set, is similar or to an extent same. Okay. And now what ASCOM is trying to tell us is, visualize this data is saying the same 2 variables of the 4 segments of data. If you visualize, what you see in this chart is totally different from what interpretation you were able to do here. Now, as per our example, let's say these are sales data of 4 products in 2 divisions. Okay. So now for division, for the first product here, you see there is spread. Okay. There is properly spread growth of the product. For the second product, what you are seeing, there has been a growth, but the product is reaching a decline stage. So now when the product is declining, what I should do as a business owner or a sales executive, I should look for more inputs or more marketing strategies and advertisement strategies to ensure the product is having life. Or I can alternately take a decision to remove the product line, because all product will have one maturity circle, maturity curve, wherein it will grow for one time. After declining phase, you have to phase out the product and you have to look for substitutes or alternate products. Okay. And the third product you are seeing, there's a growth and there is one outlier which has like high sale because of some event, which you can go and do root cause analysis. And the fourth product, there is market concentration. You are noticing that the product is in the same area. It is having sort of stagnation. Okay. So now the insights, what you got, it can be anything. It can be inventory storage data. It can be payroll data. It can be any data. Okay. But when we visualize, the way we are able to interpret the data is much, much, much better and clearer. Okay. It is actually proved that when you visualize the data with color coding, with trends and proper visualization techniques, your mind is better positioned to take decisions or interpretations. The insights that you derive from the visual is going to be much better when you are going to visualize the data. So that is what ASCOM is trying to tell us. Okay. So now for doing this data analytics, what we need to know, we saw the overall technique or methodology which we should do. Now that methodology is summarized here. First thing is data extraction. You are having SAP, you are having SAP Navision, Tally, payroll module, you have inventory, extract your data. Then you are going to create a staging area. Staging area is nothing but a transit stage, where you're going to store in some folder or you're going to have some data connector and ensure that data is going to flow from that system to your system. Then you are going to transform the data and load it into your analytical database. Okay. So in our case, we are going to be using Power Query and Power BI for today's class. So Power Query Editor and Power BI Desktop. So we are going to see 2 tools. So what you're going to do, extract your data, create a proper place where you're going to store and manage your data. Transform and load. Transformation is basically to ensure your data is cleaned, data is in readable form. Okay. Now let's say there are a lot of different data sets that we are getting today, like punch in, punch out data of biometric. You'll get QR code data. You'll be having so many PDF data. There'll be so many different data sets which needs transformation in order to be ready for analysis. So for those type of data, we'll be transforming and then we'll be loading the data, and we'll DWH's data warehouse. You'll be creating data warehouse with all the transformed data. And from there, we'll be going for data visualization techniques where we are going to create some dashboards which will give us some insights. So setting the context and understanding is very, very important. That's what we are trying to achieve in the last 25 minutes. Okay. So concept of purple people, I'll just run through. A person who's having both technical skills and the business acumen. Okay. Purple is nothing but red and blue. When mixed together, it forms purple. So today's scenario, the person who's needed is a purple person who's having data analysis skills, technical skills, and who understands business and is able to use all these three to ensure that he is able to manage or project to the stakeholders what is the real insight, what is the business decision that they should take. Okay, we being finance professionals having the fiduciary role where we are intermediary between the management and the other stakeholders of business. If we are the purple people who understand both technology, hands-on on technology, and we are going to do this activity, we'll be actually what do you say, filling the gap in the industry. Okay, generally it's like IT people don't know technology, people IT people don't know business people don't know IT. There's always this gap which is there. So that vacuum institute is equipping us to go and fill it. Okay, so now when a purple person is doing this analysis, it will be data, information. Okay, data to information is the first phase. Based on your knowledge and your business acumen, you're going to make it into wisdom. Okay, so with that, we are going to go into Power BI. So there are some similarities between Excel and Power BI, because of which Power BI will be very, very easy for us to learn. Okay, so both Power BI and Power Excel, when you take Power Excel, it's like Power Pivots, Power Query, Power Maps. They both are running on the same engine. Okay, so it is somewhat similar. The way you write Excel formulas and the way you're going to write DAX is going to be little similar only. It's not very complex. So it's going to be little easy for us to understand and use Power BI. So there are three core views in Power BI. One is the report view, data view, and relationship view. So first you will be loading data. So that will be visible for you in table form. Okay. So if you load multiple data, you need to create relationship between data. So basically a data model, how your data should interact. So that you will be doing. And next you will be building your dashboards. Okay. This will be the simple workflow which we'll be following. So with this, I will go into the Power BI and we'll start. It's planned. This session is planned to be her hands-on session. So in your login, if I'm not wrong, already the data set is uploaded. You can download the data. Otherwise, you can Google also. It's called Sample Superstore. It is a most commonly used data for analysis. So the first link itself will be on Kaggle. Okay. If you download that data from Kaggle, it will come like this zipped file. You can unzip it. The data will be Sample Superstore. Okay, so this is a small data set with just around 10,000 data lines. Okay, and with some key variables which we can use for data visualization. So I hope all of you have access to this data. Any questions? Yeah, data is already uploaded on portal. I hope you all have access to it. So first I'm going to open a new Power BI file.
Deepika, sorry to interrupt you. Please give a link for this Power BI to download to which website.
Yes.
That will be better for them.
Yes.
I hope they might have already downloaded, but anyway, you can show that also.
Okay, sir. 1 minute. Is my full screen visible or it's in the PPT?
It's visible. Deepika, it's visible.
Yeah, thank you. The data will be on Kaggle. Yeah. So you can download from Tableau Community or Kaggle. So this sample superstore is the name. You can just scroll and you can download this file. I hope that is very clear. I think already Institute has uploaded you in your login also. So please use that and download. Your data will be looking like this. Okay, now you see there are some date errors and all are there, but we are not going to do anything in Excel or Power. In Excel, we are going to do everything in Power BI on Power Query only. Yes. So this will be your Power BI. I hope all of you have already downloaded Power BI. Otherwise, just to give you an introduction, Power BI is a tool from Microsoft. Okay. It is a data business intelligence tool. I'll not say data analytics or data visualization tool. It's a business intelligence tool. That's the term they are using. BI stands for business intelligence, where you can analyze any data. Okay. Any data in the sense you can try to import websites, you can try to import PDFs, you can connect directly to database, you can connect to Tally. Okay. There is numerous possibility. It's like how Excel, we used to say, right? We are using only less than 5% of Excel's capabilities. Similar thing only for Power BI also. It's a very, very robust, wide platform where we can upload our data, analyze our data and get output. So here you will be having enablers. It will not be like directly, most of the things are menu driven. Very few where you need to write formula, very simple only. Okay. So if you are having any domain name, like private domain name, email ID, then you can try downloading with that. Like for example, you can create your name at ici.org email ID. And then if you use it for downloading Power BI, it will allow. Public domain like gmail.com, it may not allow. Okay. So once you download and install, this will be the view. And once license is not required. Okay. Even the trial version license is not required for the analysis, what we are going to do today. So you need to just download and you can log in. Okay, there is your sign in option. You can sign in using the ID you used for download. So it will allow you for any plugin download or additional visualization download, etc. So once you log in, this will be the screen. Okay, so if you see, we are having home, insert, modeling, view, help. We are having very few tabs, not complex at all. So first we are having the data tab, get data. Directly you can get from Excel workbook, data hub, or you can manually enter data also. Like small dimension you want to create of, let's say, high, medium, low. You want to create a risk rating dimension. Then you can just come here and write high, medium, low and create one table. Okay. Or max, min, something like that. But now we are not going to do that. So first what you need to do is we are going to load data. So for loading data, I'll go to get data, and in get data, we have different data sources. Okay. So I'm just going to show you, clicking more to show you what type of data sources are there in Power BI. So we are having text data, Excel data, XML data. Okay, folder, like for example, let's say some data you're getting on a monthly basis. Okay, like for example, your GST report. Okay, monthly sales data is coming to your office. So what you can do is monthly GST sales file, what they are giving, you can put it in a folder and connect that folder to Power BI. And what Power BI will do is you can use Power BI to import as a folder and combine all the 12 files together as one file and analyze together. Okay, for that, Power BI has a function called combine. So like that, PDF also you can use. It can be single page PDF, multi-page PDF. Okay, SharePoint directly you can connect, Access database, SQL database, Oracle database. So there are hundreds of data connectors enabling you to connect to different data sources and analyze your data. So even web URLs you can connect to. ODBC connection is there, using which you can connect to Tally. You can directly connect to R script and bring in R visuals or Python visuals, etc. And okay. So for now, the file which we have downloaded is going to be sample superstore. Okay. So sample superstore, I'm going to connect. So it's a CSV file. Okay. You can just see the file format here. It's comma separated value file. So what we are going to do, I'm just going to click on text or CSV and I'm going to click connect. So once I do this, since I've already opened the file, it's there. What you can alternately do is you can go and browse where you have downloaded that file, click, and then you give open. Okay. So once you do this, what happens is it will give you a preview of the file. Okay, it is going to give you preview of the file. So there is two options after the preview. One is called as load and the other is called as transform. So I sincerely suggest you to first follow what I'm doing and then try parallelly. I'm saying I'll give you a small gap where you can try parallelly. But if you start doing before I complete, you may miss down the steps which I am telling. Okay, so there are two things, that is load and transform. If you load, okay, I'm just going to click load. So if I click load, what will happen? It will come directly to my Power BI desktop. But we spoke about two techniques, right? One was what? First one was ETL, extraction. Next one was transformation, right? So we want to transform the data. If you see here, this slide we discussed, we want to extract data, transform data, and then load data. So transform means you want to do some analysis or you want to just review the data before loading. So always what we'll do, we'll click transform data only as a best practice technique. Okay, that we will first review the data and then only load. So I'm going to click transform. So once I click transform, it will come to Power Query Editor. So now what is happening is, if you see, so I had created something to show you that I'm going to, okay, I closed that file. So now if you see my screen on down, I'm having two untitled. One is Power Query Editor and another is Power BI Desktop. What this is opening two instances. Power Query Editor is for editing the data, transforming the data, reviewing your summary data, etc. We are going to use Power Query Editor. This is the same Power Query which you will be using in Excel Power Query also. And next is I'm having Power BI Desktop, where I'll be building your dashboards. I'm having visualization, I'm having filters, etc. and all. Okay. So first I'm going to go to Power Query. I'm going to see the data. Okay. So basically now if you see, there is this green line below the header, which is showing me what is the data summary and all. So I'm having order ID, order date, ship date, shipping mode. So basically, sample superstore is a data of sales data of a company. Okay, it's a sample data set which is available, which is used generally for data analytics. So if you browse through Kaggle, you'll be finding many more data sets which you can use for learning. Like you have Uber rides data, you have Netflix viewing data, you have movie trends, weather trends, corona data, disease spread data. So there are different data sets which you can use for analyzing, building dashboards, learning to build dashboards, etc. and all. So currently we have taken sales data, that is sample superstore data. Okay, we are having customer name, segment, country, city, state, postal code, region, product ID, furniture, etc. Okay. So this is my data which I'm having. I'm having product sales and number. So many times whatever I was seeing was dimension based data. Basically, these are all the category fields which I'll be using as a base for analyzing my numbers, right? For number data, what all I'm having sales, I'm having quantity, discount, and profit. Okay. So these will be the columns for which I'll be writing measures or formulas for analyzing, slicing and dicing the data. Okay. So now if you see Power Query Editor, I'm having this major fields. Okay. That is home tab. Okay. Transform tab, add column tab. So,
Deepika, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, sir.
Some people are asking whether I could not log in. I don't think we need to log into Power BI to download. Okay? So you can go to internet. I'll show you without even logging in. We can download, right?
Yes, sir. Without logging, also we can download, sir.
We don't require any login ID. Okay? So even Gmail, no login ID is required, right? So please go to a new tab and type this Microsoft Power BI download.
Okay, here, this is the link. Advanced download options, you can go. It will not ask anything. Yeah, just
yes,
here.
Yes. That's what I'm showing. Okay, because 5 people have asked this question, where to download, okay, in the question area. Okay. Students have asked some questions.
Okay. So you just need to do one thing. I'll just put download file also in this thing. You just check your.
Just to give the link.
Yeah, this link I'll give directly, sir.
Yes, sir. That I think you can put.
We can put, where should we put, sir?
That can be given to the people, right?
Yeah, 1 minute. I have put the link here. Or the chat is there. In this chat, can we reply?
Can I ask technical team, can you show this link on our main site, which the students are viewing? Tech support, Astik, are you there? Okay, we will enable it, ma'am. You may carry on, please.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you can carry on.
Yeah. So the link, please try to download. So I think for the next session and all, you can download ahead and will come. That will be simpler. Okay. So yeah, we were talking about the different tabs in Power Query. We are having Home tab, Transform tab, and Add Column tab. These are the major tabs which we'll be using. Okay, Add Column tab which we'll be using. So basically, Transform tab will also have transformation steps, basically like a fill down, detect, rename, number, formulas, date. So now if you see few are grayed out, right? So that means it will work only in the field where it is necessary. Like for example, now I'm in a number field. So I'm having the statistical calculations, arithmetical calculations and all on. Now, if I'm going to a date column, okay, this is date column. So now date related, time related functions and all are highlighted, and this calculations and all are grayed out. Okay. So depending on the column where you are going to work on, your variables will be shown. Okay. So now if you see, one important thing which we need to understand in the mindset shift for us to move from Excel to Power BI will be, in Excel, we'll be working where we can put formula for each row, right? That is, for me, cell reference will be the base. So I used to call, let's say, this would have been, this is row A, it would have been, this will be B. You will be calling the cell as B22. And for the cell, you will be doing all the validation, all the formulas, all the functions, formatting, everything, right? So in Power BI, or I'll generally say, moving from Excel to an analytical tool, what we need to understand is we'll be working with data structures called as columnar databases. Okay. Here will not have any cell reference to any individual cell. Data integrity will be protected for the entire transactions under one header. Like for example, row ID is my column header. Anything I apply or any analysis I want to do will be restricted to this particular header. I mean to say to that column. Now, for example, we need to identify, we are having quantity profit. Let's say I want to identify profit per unit. What I have to do? I will be dividing this column divided by this column. So for that, I can write formula, I can use menu, or I can do it in Power BI desktop. I can do it in Power Query. There are numerous options. The only option I don't have is I cannot go and click this cell and enter something. Okay, which we used to do in Excel. So now in Power BI, I'll show you how we can do in very, very simple technique. So I click on profit. Okay, I'm pressing Control key and then clicking on quantity. So I have multi-selected my column. So first, let's say I'm just doing it again. First, I'm selecting profit. I'm clicking Control key and then pressing quantity. And now what I can do is, both are in number, right? Then I'll go to add column tab. So there are different. So I was explaining you the column. So transform column, whatever menu function you are using from transform column, what will happen is it will change the data itself. Okay. If you are using from add column, it will go and create a new column and then do the function. Okay, that is the main difference between column and add column. So before going into that, I will just give you a more overview of the Power Query functions. So if you see, we have only imported data. By then automatically source has been established. So if you see the data source, I'm just clicking here, the gear icon near the source. It is connected to the file where I had stored into that folder, which file. So if you see, the file path has been linked to this data model which we are going to build. So what is the advantage of this is, anytime the source is getting updated or changed, your Power Query or Power BI, whatever you have done, will also get changed. Let's say you are doing this analysis with 1 month data, okay, and later next month you want to do for the next month. Okay, now you have done till November. Now you want to do to December. You can just go to that same data folder, okay, where you have done, and you put next month data. The same link will get updated and you can refresh all the queries you have done, provided it is having same column headers and it is similar data source. Like data from any system and all will be common only, right? So provided you are standardized your reports, you can standardize your queries and you can standardize your algorithms which you have built for building the data visualization. Next, if you see, it has promoted headers automatically because it has identified that each column is having a header field and automatically it has promoted headers. Then if you see, it has changed types. Okay, so basically it has identified each order ID as text. Order date, it has taken as text. We'll change it to date. Okay, I'll show you how to change it to date. So now if you see, some default conversions it has done to identify what data is what type of variable. Okay, what is text, what is date, what is number, what is decimal number. Like that, it has taken some decisions. Okay, so now in Power Query, when you want to transform your data or do some analysis, what will happen is you can do like this. Like for example, I'll take simplest one to show you. Postal code is there. See, postal code is taken as number, but is it required for it to be as number? Because you'll use it as a dimension, not in calculation. There is no useful output that you'll get by adding 2 or 3 pin codes, right? So it is very important for us to know what data point, okay, what we are going to use it for. So this postal code, what we can do is we can change it into text, because though it is a number, it makes no sense in keeping it as number. So what I'll do, I'm going to add as a new step Okay. So now postal code has become number. So originally Power BI has read it as number, seeing that it is in numbers. Okay. But now for my analysis, I've changed it into text. But this also may not be very useful for analysis. Okay. Like for example, if you are calculating distance or you want to know for each pin code, how much sales you have got. In those category, you will be using this as a variable for analysis. Okay. So next, it has taken sales as decimal. You can take decision all as long as it's number data. I think it is fine. But generally, decimals are not required because we are going to summarize data and we are going to visualize data. Where small things will be little immaterial only. Okay, that's called margin of error. So since you're going to have huge volume of data, this rounding off all that may not be material. It will not create any bias in the final output that it is created. Okay, so that we can do. So next is there is a problem in the data format. If you just scroll through this order date and see, actually because of this meeting controls, I'm not able to, I'm keeping the screen small. I hope it is visible for you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible. What you want to do?
No. So now if you see this order date, you just scroll down and see it is in DD, MM, YYY in till 12. And 13, if you see, it is actually in MMDD, YYY. Okay. So if you see in between, there is some errors in the date format. Okay. Here also it's 8/27. This is month, date, year. So many
Deepika, actually entire date is actually US format only there, Deepika. This data is the US data.
Sorry, sir. It is
Entire column itself is DDYY only because it is a US data.
Okay, sir.
Since your system is having Indian data, it is coming like that. I can understand.
Okay. The thing why I highlighted is in this, it will, if when I change it, actually it will throw error. If I change,
it need not be. You can go to the using local. In the bottom, you are having using local. No. Click on this ABC.
Okay.
And go to using local.
Yes.
So there you can say US date. Okay. So,
yeah. Instead of English, we'll make it.
1 minute. You have to make it as US English.
Okay. US.
At the bottom will be there, United States. English, United States goes.
English. Yes. So once we change local, now automatically it will change. Yeah.
You have to convert. No, you have selected only ABC. Click on that ABC, again go to local.
Correct only, no, sir?
No, you have to go to the local.
Yeah,
no, just to cancel.
Make it into
you are not made into date. No, you are not made into date. That's the problem. There you have to select date. In the top, first item. Now it is okay, but date only is selected. Date and time need not be.
Yes.
Date only should be selected. Yes, that's correct. Perfect.
Yeah. So now we have changed this into date. Okay. So now automatically Power BI will identify date hierarchy, wherein we'll be able to take quarter-wise data, month-wise data. So initially, because my system is in different format and my data is in different format, it had read it as ABC. I mean to say as text. ABC means text. So when I click here and I change, now based on the analysis what I want to do, I can change the this thing into date and then use it for analysis. Okay. So this I can do in Power Query also. Otherwise, I can do in Power BI desktop also. Okay. So depending on, see that initially when you start doing, it may be a little confusing what to do in Power Query, what you want to do in Power BI desktop, because many things, irrespective of wherever you do, you may get the same output. Okay, so the same thing what we are doing now, we can do it in Power BI also, where you can go to Power BI options, regional settings, change the local, then automatically this will change. So now we are doing in Power Query Editor. So either ways you do, the final output is going to be same. The thing is, we need to change it into date format for us to use it in analysis. Okay, so that is what is important for us. So any other transformation to do here, sir? Okay, we'll.
I don't think it's okay.
So this is a sample data set. So it was little simple for us to navigate through the data. Maybe in Power Query, I'll just add one more thing to create a computed column. Now, let's say we have profit, we have quantity. We want to identify profit per unit. Okay, so because already we have sales product name also, which category, what is the product ID is also there, if I'm not wrong, product ID is also there. So each unit, what is the profit you want made? If you want to analyze that, let's say we want to divide two things. The 1 minute. Is it possible to hide the Zoom meeting controls on top? Or from the IT support? It's actually hiding all the menus for me.
Don't worry, we are not seeing your screen with the
no, sir.
Zoom,
for me to click Zoom controls only,
okay.
I'm not able to click on.
You can move the entire Zoom to the bottom.
Yeah, it came. I was trying that only for some time.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So first I clicked on profit. I just click control, click on quantity, add column. So here you have the standard arithmetical operators. So here I'm just clicking divide. So it is creating a division column for me. So I don't need to make any complex formulas or functions and all. So I'm calling it profit per unit. Okay. So now if you see, for the column I wrote, automatically Power Query has written a formula for me. In the formula tab, I can see that. Okay. It has, I have renamed the column. I have inserted the division. Okay. This is the division. So I have inserted division, profit divided by quantity, and the output type is number. So this formula actually Power BI itself has written for us. We have done this through navigating through menu. Okay, there are different things which we can do in Power Query, but today's class we are going to concentrate on data visualization. So we are going to move from this window to Power BI desktop window now. So I hope so far whatever we have done is understandable. You are following. I think download link has also been shared. Data set link has also been shared. People who are doing in parallel, I hope you are able to follow. If any questions, please raise. Okay. So now we are going to move from Power Query Editor to Power BI Desktop. So for doing that, what we are going to do is we are going to go to Home tab. In Home tab, we have Close and Apply, Apply, Close. So these are the menus that we'll be using for loading data into Power BI Desktop. So close and apply means Power Query Editor will close and Power BI Desktop will open. Only apply means all the changes, whatever you have done in Power Query will apply to Power BI Desktop. If you close means without applying whatever you have done in Power Query to Power BI Desktop, it will close. Okay, so for the time being, we are going to close and apply. That is the best way to load your data into your Power BI desktop model. So 9,000 rows all are loaded. So now if you see, we can go to data view. So I told you in Power BI desktop, we have 3 core views. What are the 3 views? One is the data view. This is the second one. Here, if you go and click, yeah, this is the data view. So we have row ID based on the row numbers. No, it has created row ID, order ID, order date, ship date. So this is what I told for changing any data category and all. Here also we can do column tools are there. Here also summarization is there. Here also new column you can create formula and you can put. So both have similar functionalities. The thing is you have to by practice you'll know which is easier to use in which, whether a particular thing, whether it can be done in Power Query best way or Power BI desktop the best way. All that we can learn as we progress. So this is my data view where I am having my data which I've loaded from Power Query editor. So here I'll be having the summary which is also visible. So total data is 9,994. Okay, 4 distinct values are there. Okay, this is date I have. If you see bottom, it is giving me a small metadata also. Okay, so now in this data set, what all analysis do you think we can do? So we are having customer wise, product wise data, and we are having order ID also. So it is basically your sales order. Okay, for each sales order date is captured, shipment date is captured, quantity of item ordered by whom, with that products are coming under which segment, which country, all this information is there. So the first part of our analysis, or before proceeding to data analytics, what is required is what we are going to analyze, what type of insights we are going to get. That is what we need to define first. Okay, so what all we can make now? Let's say our objective is we are giving a sales MIS to the management. Okay, for sales MIS, what all we need? We can take your category is there. We can take category wise sales, subcategory wise sales. We can analyze discounts provided for, maximum good discount is provided for which category of goods. We can identify it, which product is making maximum profit, top 10 products giving maximum profit margin. Okay, then region wise profit, or we can even identify cost. We have profit, we don't have cost here. So sales minus profit minus discount would have been our cost, sales minus profit, right? So that also we can take. Then we can also identify total cost in which segment. So it depends on what we want to project to our management in our MIS. Okay, so with this data, now we will go to our report view. Since we are going to use only one data set, currently we are not going to this relationship view. In relationship, there's only one table now, since we have loaded one data set. Okay, so we'll go to dashboard. So in dashboard, now if you see, we have 3 tabs here: field tab, visualization tab, filter tab. Okay, so in a field tab, okay, we are having the data set which we have imported and all the column headers here. Based on column header only, we are going to build visuals. So if you see here, sigma is there for discount. This means it is a number field. Order date has a date calendar icon. That means it is a calendar field. Like that, there is easy reference for each category of data. Okay, so here now for building a visual, now let's say category wise sales I want to do. I want to draw a pie chart, because categorical data or composition of data, when you want to display, the best way to display is your pie chart. Okay, I'm just clicking on pie chart. Now after clicking on pie chart, automatically the pie chart came into my dashboard. What I need to do is I need to click on what we told, category wise sales. No, I'm going to click on category. So automatically category is also coming, and sales. So I'm going to drag and drop sales. So now if you see, I'm getting one pie chart for category wise sales. So now let's say I want to modify this pie chart for colors or change legends, or I don't want legend, I want to change header. If I want to format this, basically I have here sub tab here. So first I took the data from fields, right? Now, if you see in this visualization tab, I have here build visuals, and here around 50 different thumbnails are there for me to choose from. Now, near that, if you see format your visual is there. So here I can come and change legends. Do you want the legends on top, legends you want or you don't want? Okay. Then whether any title you want, header icon you want, like that, you can just go around and change your I can put top right stacked. Okay. Or I'll say, okay, like that I can change what font I want Times New Roman, which size, all that you can change of your visuals. Basically formatting is here. So now apart from that, let's say you are going to create branding, sort of like you're going to evaluate Netflix data. You want to keep all the color theme relating to Netflix, black, red, white, that only you want. Then what you can do is, for formatting, you can go to view tab. So in view tab, you have this themes. Okay. So here some default theme colors are there and default sizes are there in those theme colors. You can go and customize the theme, wherein you can change what color options you want. Okay. Any with specific color codes or specific color themes, what you want, you can change here. And you can change the font size. Many times we feel in Power BI the font size is very small. Okay, default font and all you can change here. So instead of Siogo, you can change to Veranda or okay. For all KPIs, cards, tab headers, for each thing, what type of font you want, you can change. So those things are possible in your customized theme. And you just click apply, and your new theme will get applied. Okay. So see the font types, colors and all changed now. So now first chart what we did, sales by category. Now let's say profit by category I want to do. I want always comparative analysis, right? How much I have sold, how much I have earned. So I'm just going to do one more pie chart. So I'm just going to see, actually there are many ways to do charts. So first time what I did is I selected the chart. Now I'm not going to select, I'm just going to drag drop the field here. Category I'm dragging, and I'm dragging profit. So now what happened, once I drag drop, it came as a table. So this table I can choose a most feasible chart here. Okay, so I'm going to go for, let's say, pie chart itself, since it's going to be a comparative chart. So now if you see, if you had put table analysis also, it would have been difficult only for us to put two columns, find variance, then put composition, percentage of contribution. Then you'll identify that this product is having more volume, but less contribution to profit. But now just by dragging, dropping two fields 2 times, I have identified which is contributing less to profit margin. So if you see furniture, though I'm selling this much quantity, only 6% of my profit is derived from my furniture segment, which is now done in like less than a minute, right? So I want more space here. So what we'll do, we can remove the legends for the time being. Okay, so that we'll have more space in the current chart. Okay, so now let's see next analysis what we want to do. Anyone? Let's take we took category, right? We can take now subcategory. See why I'm taking category, subcategory and not product ID. So this is also an important visual technique which we should know. Now if I take product ID, see there's going to be for 10,000 products, we'll go to our data tab and we'll go to product ID. Where is product ID? So now if you see, there are 1,862 distinct values in product ID. Okay, so in such case, what will happen is your visual will be very cluttered. So only when you are having 4, 5 or maximum of 10 variables, it will be a chart which you can read, understand and process. If you're going to have like 1,000 data points to be categorized, then actually your chart will be like very, very tiny and very, what you say, unreadable. Those are all actually wrong visualization techniques. Like I'll draw and show you, then you understand whether that will make any sense. Now let's say I'm going to put a stacked bar. So with this type of visual, what you will be able to make analysis. So generally what we need to do is we have to group our data, ensure your data is having proper dimensions by which we can visualize the data. So now this product category, if in the data set it was not already there, category or subcategory, what as a best practice we should have done is we should have grouped the data. Like for example, there are how many subcategory? We are having 17 subcategory. So for grouping data, what we should do is I'll right click on this data. Okay, I'm in data tab. I'm in the category field. I'm right clicking on the data and I am giving group data. Where is it? New group. Okay. So once I do that, it will ask me what is the groups. So when there are too many things, you can group like this. Like all the A's, I'm going to group it into accessories, arts and complaints. So instead of 17, I'm going to make it into, let's say 6 or 7. Instead of 1,000, I'll make it into 10. So this will be a one-time activity, but you need to group your data in order to, okay, this may not be a logical grouping because I'm just doing grouping to show you how the group is created. So once I do this group, it was very simple. If you have noticed how we did, we just clicked on, right clicked on a particular column name in Power BI desktop. We gave new group and we are just selecting the data and creating group. Okay, since it is a text field, automatically it is coming to select and group. If it was a number field, you can fix your range or this thing and all. Buckets, how many buckets you want, whether you want 10 groups, automatically it will give you 10 groups. See, size of bins, or you want based on list. List means same like how I did for text I have to do. If bin I select, I can decide number of bins or size of bins. So you say for each item should have 1,000. It is created bin size of 22. So like that, it will create groups for us. Okay. So now if you see, new subcategory group is created, which I can use for visualization. But I cannot use directly the entire 20 data points or 15 different categories, 100 different categories into my visual. Okay. So now we'll use the item which we grouped. Let's say subcategory groups. So this is the 5 groups which we have created. So this can be a checkbox. So for checkbox, what I'll use is I'll be using a filter or the visualization tool called a slicer. So if we use slicer, okay, we can use it on even instead of subcategory, this also. Okay. So I can choose what I want or we can have state wise, we can have order wise, it can be segment wise. Okay, it can be depending on anything that we want to analyze. Okay, so now what happened, I have used this visual called a slicer and I have put segment here. So now what will happen, let's say consumer segment. So once I click consumer segment, what is happening automatically? Okay, my data has moved for consumer segment. What is the profit and what is the sales? Now let's say I'm going to change to corporate. This is for corporate segment alone. Okay, so now I'm going to change for home office. See, home office for me, office supplies has been only 25.93K. For corporate, it was 40.23K. So I am removing all filters. Then there's a eraser button on top. So once I remove all the filters, now I'll get my total volume. So now I want to know the total volume of sales, right? So what I'll do, I will create a card. Okay, there is something called as I'll click outside. See, whenever a visual is clicked and you go and select a visual, that will change to new selection. So you always click outside. And now I'm going to use something called as a card. So basically this can show you total sales volume, etc. and all in the dashboard. Okay, so now let's say I'm going to click consumer segment. So in my consumer segment, sales is 1.16 million. Which breakup of profit is this? Breakup of sales is this. So it is going to give you little more refined results. Okay, so total profit. I'll just put that also in the card. Okay, now I have a profit per unit. There's a gauge chart available in default. Okay, we can use some measures also in the visual. We'll go to next level of visual now. So what is gauge chart? If you see for each chart now we have used the Power BI intelligence services, which is automatically put our data into values, legends, okay, into slicers, etc. Okay, so now for this gauge chart, we are just going to scroll through, see properly where to put what, and then we are going to put. So first I'm going to have minimum value, maximum value, okay, and target value. Now, let's say we are going to take profit per unit, which we created. Okay, so this is profit per unit, total value. Okay, profit per unit. Now I want minimum value here. So what I'll do, this is not the minimum value, right? This is actually the total value. Automatically, it will take some. So there's something called as implicit measures in Power BI desktop. Implicit measures. So what are implicit measures? When you click on this down arrow, automatically it will show me some calculations which I can use on the visual directly. See, these implicit measures don't have separate memory. It is not stored in any table. If you go to this table data view, you cannot see that measure. But that measure will be there in that visual alone. Then it is called as implicit measure. So I'll just use this drop down and make it into minimum. I will use the same, actually the same field only I am changing. Okay. So target value, I can give, if I have any target value, I can give that. Otherwise, if I select any product, particular product ID, we can have that as a, or so if you see now, it is showing for each product, okay, the minimum, maximum, and what is the achieved total profit. Okay, here for this product, actually it is minus. Profit per unit is minus 6.8. Minimum sold value is this, maximum sold value is this. So using, we have not written any formula, we have not written any DAX function. Okay, but what we have done is we have used a technique called as implicit measures to identify different minimum maximum values of a particular product. So now this product, if I want to visualize, I can use this tree map, product by sales in values. But this is 3,000 products. It is like very, very difficult. So what we'll do, we'll not do this product wise. We'll do this maximum subcategory wise. So inside visuals, macro indicators are more than sufficient. We need not go into minute nuances in the data. Okay, so I'm going to use composition only again. So all area charts, tree maps, and all can be used here. So now with this, I can have for the particular category, minimum, maximum, and what is the profit contribution, sales contribution. I can make it into customer segment. Okay, this is a simple dashboard. Okay, so if you click out, you will reset all the visuals. You have to just look at what all is selected. Okay. So like this, you can keep building and making your visuals more interactive and more robust. So I'm just going to align this little more because I want to put in and teach you one more visualization technique, which you can do without writing much formulas and all. See, this class, we are going to keep it very simple, very easy techniques alone. We are going to learn. Okay. So I'm clicking outside. Okay. So next I'm going to teach you hierarchy. That is, in storyboards or dashboards, there is a very, very important feature which is called as drill down feature. Drill down means, now let's say here I'm giving one category. I want, I think there's a power outage. Am I audible? You are able to hear me? Okay.
Yes, it is audible. You can continue.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So we are going to see hierarchy. So that is, you would have seen videos and all where they are showing you, that is your category. If you click on the category, it will go to subcategory. If you click on subcategory, further it will go to profit earned. So that is where you are going to calculate subsets of the data into the data. Okay. So that technique is called as hierarchies in Power BI. So how I'll be creating hierarchy? So for the current example, we'll take category and subcategory itself as hierarchy. So my category, it's in alphabetical order for you to scroll down easily. So in category, I'm going to say create hierarchy. Okay. Once I do this, what happens is there is a new field that is created, which is called as category hierarchy. Okay. So once this is there, I can keep adding any number of items into the hierarchy. Like for example, I'll go to subcategory now. I'll click this 3 dots here, more options. And then I click on add to hierarchy. So it is showing only one hierarchy I have created, which is called as category. So I'll give add to hierarchy. Okay. So now if you see inside this category, there is one hierarchy which is created, subcategory. Now let's say I want to create inside subcategory products. So inside the category, okay, now we had created one more group, no, that we can create subcategory groups. I'm going to give add to hierarchy. Okay. So now I'm going to again create one chart, and now let's take a simple chart. We'll take a simple column chart. Okay. So in the column chart, what we are going to do, we are going to put category, whichever hierarchy which we created that, and we are going to put sales. Okay. So now if you see, it is showing the 3 major category sales data. So now I'm going to use this button. Okay. On top of every visual, there is something called as meeting controls. So there's filter, focus mode, and there's 3 dots where you can give some export data, remove, spotlight, etc. and all. Okay. These are all the visual controls. So like that, since I have used a category hierarchy variable here, I have more meeting controls, which is click to turn on drill down and drill down button. And this is called expand all in hierarchy. So now I'm going to use this click on drill down button. Once I do that, now let's see, we are going to click on office supplies. So if you see now, only office supplies on top, profit of office supplies, sales of office supplies. Okay. This is contribution of office supplies. These are the subcategories of office supplies, and this also has moved. Now under office subcategory, I have also created another group, no, subcategory group. So now binder, I click on binder. Under binder, I have binders, bookcase, chairs, copiers. So this is the binder. So now if you see, it has actually helped me to now one area when I want to analyze, want to see for all three, what is the next level of hierarchy. Then okay, so if I want to see all next level, then I'll click here this 2 double arrow. So first, only by clicking here, I went into the visual and then I was clicking and showing you hierarchy. Now we are going to click this double arrow. Then it will show all the sub hierarchy for the category. So this is the total 17 subcategory of the hierarchy, which is visible. Okay, so this is a very, very useful function which will help you make the dashboard more interactive. Okay, so how did we do this? I'll just show you. Any category which you want to make it into a hierarchy, you go there. Now let's say you want to make state, okay, or country is there. Okay, so in country, I'll give create hierarchy. Once you create hierarchy, a new field will be created. There you'll go and add the sub hierarchies. So I'm going to go to state. I'll give add to hierarchy. Into country hierarchy I want to add. Then I will go to city and I will go to add to hierarchy, country hierarchy. So now I have my new hierarchy for country ready. So when we use hierarchies in your dashboard, you will be able to create more interactive dashboards. Okay, so now let's say these are having only bar charts, line charts, state charts. So if you want to use this map, okay, you want to know state wise sales. Okay, it will put in map and it will show you where is the sales. Okay. It's on tooltip. We'll just put it. Okay. So if you see now, you are having each state, what is the sales? A comparative. So you can use a little more complex bubble map, etc., where actually it will help you show the size of the bubble will be equal to size of your sales. So like that, we can keep exploring. So how do you keep exploring more visuals than what is here in this visual pane? So again, there is 3 dots where you can go get more visuals. So this is available only when you sign in to your Power BI. Okay, to download. So once you sign in, what happens? It will go into more visuals, which is like a repository of new chord diagram will show relationship between 2 variables or distance between 2 cities. For that and all, we'll be using chord diagram. You can use box plot. Box plot is again a statistical visual form where you can show the spread of data, mean, median, mode, outlier, all that. Okay, so like that, there are so many different visuals which you can import from this add more visual in addition to whatever visuals which are already there. Okay, so now inside the visual, to present the visual, what we need to do, I'll show you. So now let's say I am going back to from my map to my category visualization which I had done. Okay, we'll just take category wise sales. Okay, and let's say now you want to analyze and show something which is for the corporate segment in the furniture. So when you want to do multiple analysis, like multiple filters you want to have in your Power BI chart, what you need to do is you have to press Control key and then click. Like in corporate, you want to see for chairs, okay, how much profit. Okay. So in furniture, chairs in corporate segment, you have sold least for minus 36. Okay. And maximum for this amount, and it is here. So now this will go when you click outside. Now let's say this is something inside that you want to show. In furniture segment, this product is giving me maximum sales and maximum contribution. Okay. So now if you click outside, what will happen is all will come back. So this is like a temporary view. Whatever you're doing with your visual inside the dashboard is like a temporary view. So to make a temporary view stay for some time for you to present, you need to use a technique called as bookmarks. Okay, so that is, you go for in consumer segment. Okay, you want to see what is this furniture. Okay, and what is the margin. You want to go to drill down, drill for this furniture category. You want to show this for bookcase alone. Okay, this is the chart which you want to present to your management. What you'll do is you will go to view tab. In view tab, we have something called as bookmarks. You will give add bookmark. Power BI is very, very simple. Everything is menu driven. You have to just navigate through different tabs, different menus, and use all the resource that is available. So now in bookmark, you are just going to make this consumer bookcase. Okay. And I'm just going to leave it. So next I'm going to click out. And now I'm going to leave a consumer segment. I have done more analysis. So whatever we are clicking and seeing, no, that is called as exploratory data analysis. They call it as EDA or exploratory data analysis. That is a technique wherein you are just without, there is an objective of identifying insight, but in no particular order, you are just going to slice, dice data, see new dimensions, evaluate what type of things that are coming in. You are trying to get more insights into the data. That is called as EDA or exploratory data analysis. Okay. So for that, what we'll be doing is like this only. We'll be working with the visual, seeing what type of things that are throwing up. So now let's say I'm going to analyze home office. Okay. I'm having this is my total sales. This is my total profit. Again, furniture is least. My profit is maximum here. So I'm just going to control and click here. So all my other visuals are changing for that particular technology category. So mainly I'm selling phones, machines, tables, binders, copiers, accessories. So in this again, maximum is phones. So I'm just going to see what is the least profit I made in phones. This is the least 80 minus 84. Okay, I've given some discounts and all. So we left actually discounts. We can build more charts on discount also. So now let's say this is for home office technology division. So I'm just going to give add bookmark. And I'm going to rename my bookmark home office. Home office technology. Okay. Then let me come back and do my next visual. I'm not going to do the filter. It's going to be for the whole business. Okay. This is my least profit category. I want to just see what are these three things in furniture, right? I'll just go down. Okay. In furniture, these are the 4 items which are contributing least profit. This I want to have one slide. So I'll just give add and I'll give rename. This is least profit contributors. Okay. So now what is the advantage of me having this bookmarks is I will be able to go to view. So now if you see here, it's like a presentation. Automatically, this was your plain. Okay, I'll just close bookmarks. If I close bookmark, Okay. So now if you see here, this is my plain dashboard, removing all the filters, everything. So when I go to bookmark, without actually redoing all the steps, whatever I had originally done will be visible. The first thing which I wanted to present. So now see, this will be acting like my slide one when I'm going to present. I can just move all these things together. Okay, everything I moved, it became full screen. It's now like a PPT where I'm having first case to present to the management about my first dashboard. Second case to present on my second dashboard of the specific activity. This will be my third case to present on the third dashboard. Okay. So like this, I can create static views of my interactive dashboards, which I can use for presenting to the management or the respective stakeholders for what we had created this visual for. Okay. So filters are next level of activity, which functions which I can use in my dashboard. Okay. This will be more like where I don't want a particular thing or I want a particular thing. Then I can use filters for doing that. So I'm just going to close my bookmark view. Okay. So if you click outside, remove filter, remove drill down, you will come back to your original dashboard. So filter is basically, let's say I want to filter only particular state data. Okay. I don't want to analyze all states in the dashboard. Okay. Sorry. I want to only analyze a particular state. So I'll just go and put this filter. Instead of dragging the field and putting into the dashboard, I'm dragging the field and putting into the filter. So what will happen? It is giving me an opportunity to filter all these charts. Instead of having a slicer for everything, I can put certain filters in the background. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select only Arizona. All others I don't want. Or let's say only Arizona, these 3 states I want to analyze. So what happens, all the charts here are getting reoriented for the particular category of item alone. So filters can be of many things. So you can filter on page or filter on, see, you can have multiple pages in a dashboard. Okay. So then you can give filter on all pages. So in all pages, you want to avoid something or add something, you can do that through this filter function. Okay. So filter is also a very useful function. See, whatever we are seeing for the last 1 hour, 45 minutes, I don't know how the time flew so fast. Okay. Is very, very, very less. Okay. We have seen only the direct practical aspects which you can use in the dashboard directly, in the Power Query directly. Okay. There are lot of things that we can do in Power BI, like for analyzing data, writing queries, writing formulas, writing functions, doing calculated fields. Maybe if time permits, I will show one calculated field also. Okay. So these things and all are very, very simple. The only thing is you have to be hands-on. You have to have the interest to learn, interest to explore, and interest to actually derive insight from data. Then automatically you'll be using all these functions and different tools and technologies that are available out there, and you will be able to build extraordinary dashboards and work. So Ratnakri sir, you want to add anything in this dashboard?
Deepika, you can show the quick measures also, so that time intelligence can also be shown.
Okay, so there's something called as quick measures in Power BI desktop. Just a minute. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You select any table, there will be available. Table view also you can go.
Yes, sir. Easily varunla. Okay. So
Yes,
any
yes.
data you fill, okay, any data field you select. So as I showed you in Power Query starting, no, everything will work for the respective field you selected. So as soon as I went and clicked on the table data, if you see, I have a new tab called Table Tools. Okay, so in this, I'll just go to my slide. I taught you implicit measure, right? Implicit measure. Like that, we are having something called as explicit measure. So explicit measure means you are writing a formula. The output will be seen outside the visual also. So when you write a measure, like for example, your minimum maximum, what happened? This minimum and maximum of profit is stored only in this visual. You cannot find that minimum profit anywhere outside, right? Now let's say I want minimum profit outside as a separate variable, which I can use for multiple visuals or multiple formulas. Then I have to write a separate formula for using it, and I call it a new measure. Okay. So new measure means I'll be writing, see this minimum maximum, which is there in this profit per unit, cannot be used in any other formula, cannot be used in any other visual. Okay. So for doing that, we'll be using explicit measure. Okay, explicit measure. So for that, let's say how I'm just showing you so that you'll understand quick measures also. So minimum profit per unit. I'm just typing it, and I just put it's same like Excel. DAX is very, very similar to Excel. Just instead of row column referencing like A1, B1, A20 to B20, like that you'll be giving, no? Instead of that, you'll be referring the column name. Column name is what? Profit. Okay, profit per unit is your column name. That's all. So once you do this, what happens is there is a new measure that is created, minimum profit per unit, which is a separate variable which you can use for any visual. So this can you see, you cannot see in the table. Okay, so all measures are stored in internal memory and can be seen only in visual. Okay, and cannot be seen into your data table. So now here we have something called as quick measures. So in quick measures, if you see, you have lot of pre-filled calculations. Now let's say we are having date hierarchy, date intelligence, order date. So now if you scroll down your, yeah, see if you see, automatically you have formulas for year to date, quarter to date, year over month change, rolling average. See, all these are available as default formulas where you can directly use into your visual. Now let's say I want to give month to date. Okay, so month to date, your data field here will be sales. Let's say and order, and I give okay. See, now sales month to date, one separate measure is created. So for using, now I can use it in my visual where I want to do month on every, I think I should have done year to date. Data is only available. So monthly data analysis, if I do month to date will be there. Sorry, 1 minute, we'll change and we'll do one for year to date. So now year to date. See, this complex DAX formula to write filter for summing up sales up to a particular date and then using in the visual is automatically created using a BI tool. So now the thing is we have to just use it in our visual. Okay. So now I can put, let's say, my segment. Order date,
Put the month.
month.
Create a table.
இதுல இருந்து month எடுக்கவா?
Inside the order date, you select the month only. Otherwise, it's okay.
This is fine, sir. And sales.
No, you have to add the year also.
Year also.
Day only is not required. Pay.
Sorry. Actually, what happened?
Put the order date again.
1 minute. Sorry, again some current went here. Year and month you are asking to keep.
Put the order date. Just remove the day.
Okay.
Okay.
And sales.
Now put the sales and year-to-date sales. And OETD sales. Now people can understand.
Yeah. So now this is showing month-on-month subtotal. This is year-to-date subtotal. And this is the monthly sales breakup. Sir, month-to-date, since...
Second column only you have to show. Second column is great. Okay, so year-to-date. So it is a cumulative total of up to years.
Up to years. Yes.
That third column is not required. Sales MTD is not required.
Yes. In this report, because MTD will be
again month
for the month. Correct. If I'm doing day-wise analysis, that will be required. So now,
yes.
Yeah. So in Power BI, that one more thing we need to be very careful where we are using what. So if you are using day-wise analysis or week-wise analysis, M2date will make relevance.
Meaningful.
Yeah. So since we are having month-wise data only, year-to-date only will make relevance.
Sense.
Correct. So quick measures is also a next, not just time intelligence. So if you notice now when we clicked here, it is showing all date, month, year, quarter. This is also the date hierarchy, like how we saw for product category, subcategory. By default, Power BI will be able to take me to the respective month, respective quarter, respective year in a drill down fashion. So that is also a inbuilt facility where we can use time intelligence into our visualization. Yes. So anything else, sir?
Okay, great. So I think now we are in the end stage.
Yeah. So 2 hours is very less time
it's
to
like
actually complete Power BI, but
if it is an interactive session, this much cannot be covered.
Yes, sir.
So students should actually go through this particular video again and they should ask questions.
Correct. Yes, ma'am. So with this, we are completing the session with areas which we had planned for building dashboard in Power BI. Handing over the session to Vidhi ma'am. Ma'am, you're there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such a wonderful session.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
And thank you, Ratnagiri sir, for your support during the session.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful session and to express my gratitude to both the speakers, CAS Deepika and CAS Ratnagiri sir, for their presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. And the way you presented that topic in such a lucid way, I would like to thank you for inspiring and encouraging all the students with your words and enhancing their knowledge by a wonderful and information session. Dear students, the next session on the same series will be continued on 8 December 2023 on Friday on data visualization using Tableau. Stay tuned with us and the recorded lecture will be available on DLS platform. You can download the the data set as well as the view the session through the Dealers platform. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
friends. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me the
Thank you.
opportunity.
Thank you so much to Deepika Madam and Ratnagiri sir. This was a wonderful session. And I would request tech support. You may please log us out from a live streaming so that we can just speak within this platform. Mr. Astik, can you please respond? Tech support. Please stop the streaming.
Please stop the streaming.
Thank you so much, Mr. Astik. So, Madam, this is really a wonderful session which we have seen today, and you have shown us how easily the visualization can happen through Power BI.
Yes, sir.
And I think so our students will definitely got an idea about using this tool, and they might have also understood the kind of a power as what this tool is rightly, the name has been given Power BI. It is actually a very powerful tool, and we have really enjoyed your session.
Thank
Now,
you.
for the upcoming session, few tips I would like to give to you, just to make the session much more engaging. See, what happens is when we touch upon a new tool, a little bit of that story is what is needed. While you are taking the data analysis, I was doing the